We are back with DevOps Culture. Welcome community! We are back with a new episode. Today, I would like to explain you a little bit more about DevOps. What is the DevOps culture and go a little bit further with it. Did you know that in 2008 this concept was introduced for the first time? Yes, it just has a decade and a little bit more. Basically, Patrick Devois, I'm trying to speak good French, started to introduce this concept while they wanted to do or implement a continuous infrastructure or agile infrastructure concept. You can find it more, of course, if you Google it, because today we are going to go in depth about what is DevOps. So let's put a hypothetical idea. Let's think that a developer is building a robot. This robot is being built in a particular environment. So I don't know, a laboratory, for example. Then this robot is delivered to the operations that is going to deploy and check this out, right? So we deliver this robot to another environment, right? To test it and to try it to see how it works. And suddenly this robot starts to malfunction. The operations part will say, this was not well developed back in the lab. So meanwhile, they get back and they iterate on all of these. They will lose a lot of time. And this is one of the basic concepts of DevOps, like saving time, making things sooner. And of course, the idea is to reduce the iterations. If things are getting faster and are checked faster, we will be able to have better products or better software or whatever we're building. This is the basic concept. The idea is to put together the developer part and the operations in one place so we save time and iterations and many other cool stuff. I hope you understood the basic concepts. Now I will pass to explain you with the perspective of a software developer and an operations person. So let's put this easier, right? Let's think on a developer and operations, the part of the deployment all together. So the developer is the one planning, analyzing, designing what they're going to build, right? So they plan. After they plan, they start to code. Different environments, it depends what environment or what approaches you are using, but they start to code to then start to build whatever they are building, right? And after building, they need to test it. To test if there are not that many bugs and that it's a failure-proof system, more or less. And normally, nowadays we do automation testing. We already talked about automation manual testing. But after it's tested, you need to actually deploy it. Deploy to see how it's working. So the operation parts needs to deploy this, right? So to deploy, they need first to operate all of this, and they use certain tools such as Docker or Ansible that I'm pretty sure you have heard about those. After the operating part, they pass it to monitoring to check how's everything moving and going. And after that monitoring, they go back to the planning phase with the developer. And what is DevOps? Think about an infinite, right? The developer that plans, codes, builds, tests, and then send it to the other side, the operations, to deploy, operate, monitor, and then send it back to plan. In the middle of this infinite sign that we are seeing, we have the integration. So the core of DevOps is the continuous integration, that it's in the middle of everything. So basically, you are checking what you're building, and there are certain tools as Jenkins that does continuous integration that basically checks the building and testing phase, and if it's approved, it sends to deployment. Like this, you're saving lots of time, and of course, you have to do less work. So the whole idea of this DevOps culture is to have an agile infrastructure, an automated infrastructure, a way of automating things and making things faster and simpler. Let's think about Netflix. We use Netflix every day, or many people uses it a lot, right? And Netflix, some years ago, they created one way of checking all of this. It's called the Simian Army.
What? War!
Not like the Planet of the Apes, come on. Basically, the Simian Army is a tool that created failures and then automatically deployed them on an environment that is not affecting the users. So basically afterwards, the troubleshoot team can check what is happening and iterate and fix everything that was happening. There are many ways of doing this, and I'm pretty sure now that with this information you will handle it much better. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button, because like this we will keep growing. It has been a pleasure, and may the force be with you. Bye!